What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank y'all so much for clicking play. Hopefully you click the like button as well. I have a pet peeve. One of my pet peeves are watching people who love watching the country go down and don't want it to be saved simply because of their emotions. They feel butthurt from Trump. Maybe Trump look like somebody that they just don't like, or he said something that hurt their feelings before, and now they want him to be arrested, when we know for a fact, we know 1000% that Trump was a much better president than Joe Biden. Now, that might not be 1000% for people who are on the left. It is what it is. It is what it is. Just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers. Or just look at the border. Or just look at the economy. I'm just saying. Or just look at the world and how all of these wars are happening everywhere that was not happening when Trump was the president. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just saying. But it's wild that the women on The View want Donald Trump to be arrested. For what?
To make a point, to prove a point, put him in the clink. Oh, why not? Put him in the clink over there.
I don't want this to sound like I'm doing wishful thinking.
Yes.
But which prison would be best? You know, I'm okay if he goes to Alcatraz and they reopen it. What about Guantanamo Bay?
Now, here's the thing. Now, they're having a good time. They're having fun. And it's beautiful when you're on the left and your whole job is to make sure that you demean anything that comes from the right, not understanding that we are all in this together. We are all in this together. And the guy that you are backing and champion so hard, President Ho Biden, as Greg from Black Conservative Perspective call him. Listen, I don't call him President Ho Biden, but still, y'all get the point. A whole lot of bad sugar honey iced tea has happened since this gentleman has been in office, and y'all are ignoring it. But your only thing that you're trying to do is get Trump arrested, trying to get him locked up. So what? Joe can do it again? You want Joe to get 4 more years? And you know that he's not even going to complete his 4 years because the dude is already... He's probably hitting at 40% brain capacity right now. And it's wild that the individuals on the left still champion this guy as if he is going to save this nation. We saw what he's done. We see what he's doing. And you don't care? That makes absolutely no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Yeah, am I partially to blame for voting for him? Yeah, I'm partially to blame. But we can all turn around. But obviously, them women from The View, they're not turning around. Maybe they should hear from these people so that they can get just some understanding of how ludicrous they sound.
Well, it's just fine and dandy, isn't it? Trump's National Press Secretary, Carolyn Leavitt, joins me now. Carolyn, thanks for coming back to the show. How do you think voters are going to react when they see something like that on TV?
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help because voters are going to re-elect President Trump back to the White House very soon because voters see these trials that are being brought forward against President Trump for what they are. They are sham show trials. They are election interference in an attempt to imprison President Trump. And the irony in all of this is that Joe Biden and the Democrats and these ladies on The View constantly say President Trump is the alleged threat to democracy, when in fact they themselves are wishfully thinking that President Trump will be imprisoned when he has not been convicted of any crimes. That is the real threat to democracy. Voters see that, and that's why President Trump continues his dominance in the polls, not just with Republicans and independents, but he's also picking up historic gains with Democrat constituencies such as African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and union workers.
Now, he's doing better with every group in the country. Every group in the country. This dude is having rallies in blue states and getting way more people there than Joe Biden could ever get there. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. Forget that. That's fanfare. Those are people who just want to see him, people who love on him, people who want to support him because they know that what he's doing is better for the country than the guy that's in office currently. And everybody else is saying, well, it's still the best of 2 evils. It's not. It's night and day. One is evil, one is not. One have better policies, one does not. Clearly. One's policy, one is actually about to turn back to Trump's policies after getting rid of them all as soon as they got into office. That's Joe Biden. But back in the day, they used to say something called, the old people used to come up with sayings all the time. And I say the old people, I'm one of the old people now. But they said people cut off their nose to spite their face. That's what the Democrats are doing right now. They're cutting off their noses to spite their face. They don't care about the backlash. They don't care about their neighbors' taxes going up and them not having enough food and the prices continuing to rise for bread, butter, milk, eggs, for chicken, for everything. We don't care that farmers are getting the brunt of it, that gas prices are crazy. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about these wars that are happening. We don't care about our borders being overrun. We don't care about the drugs that are coming over here illegal that we can't even track. We don't care about all of the people that are dying from it. I can go on and on and on and on. And I'm not even a political guy. I don't even pay attention to politics all like that. Why? Because it brings me down. Sometimes, that's the only reason why I voted for Biden in the first place, because I was always blue no matter who. No matter what, I was blue no matter who. When I worked for the federal government, I used to get into debates all the time with people about the government, about the world, and I knew nothing about it. I used to do it just to hear them talk and give me some points. And guess what? They started to win me over because I was listening. I was listening. Most of the people that I was debating with, they were Republicans. They were in support of Trump. They was trying to tell me about Hillary and Benghazi. They was trying to tell me about those things. They was trying to tell me about all of the emails that she tried to get rid of. They was trying to tell me. But me, I was like blue no matter who. Those are lies. Y'all are creating this. What about y'all are using Russia to try to win y'all elections and blah, 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 blah. The left aren't using Russia to win elections. The left are just taking elections and doing whatever they want to do. We go to sleep and we see that Trump is winning. We wake up and the Democrats are killing it. And I didn't know this, but this just in. Joe Biden is the most popular president to ever run for president. He's way more popular than Barack Obama. Did y'all know that? Wow, blew my mind too. And now they've come up with this plan to get new voters that they call immigrants. But all of that is conspiracy. Listen, I just have an issue with people willing to burn down the whole house simply because they can't get their way. That right there really bothers me. What also bothered me is everybody's talking about Jan 6, Jan 6, Jan 6. And I'm like, how many people got hurt or killed from Jan 6? Okay. Now, how many people got hurt or killed from all of those riots and protests y'all was having with Black Lives Matter? How many businesses were burned down? How many churches was broken into, glasses broken in, the windows broken into and burned down? But we always want to talk about the insurrection. That's because people are willing to cut off their nose to spite their face. They do not care about their neighbors. They do not care about their fellow man. Only thing they want is what they want. And clearly, we already know the elites, the liberal elites, they pretty much control everything. So now, myself and many other people can only say certain things, and we got to talk in code to get our point across, and we got to Make sure we put allegedly before we discuss anything that the left has done wrong. So that makes absolutely no sense to me. The View need to wake the hell up, and people need to stop getting their news from the View. And just to let y'all know, because I love Black culture, man. I really do. And Whoopi Goldberg is a part of it. She is a part of it. Although she had to take a Jewish name in order to, and she did this so that she can get more looks and people not judge her, so that she can actually get on the stage and be judged for her talent alone. At least that's what I thought. But apparently that's not what she's been doing. Right now, she is working against Black culture. She is working against the country. So I can't support her for that. I want her to do well. I do. Simply because she is ingrained in Black culture. She just is. And any other Black person that know what I'm talking about, you picking up what I'm putting down. But she need to be held accountable for all of this BS that she's putting out there with her crew over there at The View. I just now rhymed on accident, bruh. Her crew over there at The View. You see that? The cadence and everything. You know what I mean? Blue no matter who. That's what I'm usually voting, but this right here is BS, man. What else they talking about?
Well, Biden's lawfare strategy against Trump is running into some trouble. The classified documents case has been postponed indefinitely. There's trouble in the Georgia case. Fani Willis could be thrown off the case, and that would just about end the case. And it looks like the New York criminal trial will be the only one he'll face before the election. Trump's winning the lawfare strategy that Biden's imposing.
Mm-hmm.
That he won't admit that he's imposing, that he won't admit that he put into play.
Well, it's because we're fighting for truth in the courtroom every single day. And all we're asking for is fairness, because we know that President Trump is completely innocent of all of the alleged crimes that these Democrat prosecutors have concocted, many of which have colluded with the Biden White House, by the way, to bring forward against the president. The case in Georgia is now being overviewed by the appeals court, which is a huge win. We have long said that Fani Willis should be recused from this case because of her alleged misconduct. It's also our position the case should be dismissed entirely on the merits of the law. In Florida, Judge Eileen Cannon is simply ruling fairly to postpone the classified documents case. There are hundreds of thousands of documents that need to be reviewed. It's Jack Smith who is acting unfairly and trying to expedite this case ahead of the next election. And so we are asking for fairness in our justice system. And if there is any shred of that left, President Trump will be vindicated in all of these cases. He will win ultimately, and he'll win at the ballot box in November as well.
Well, I'm glad she's so sure about it. I'm not so sure about it. I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not so sure about it. Why is she so sure about it? What about our past 8 years indicates that things should go the way that things look like they're going to go? I'm not so sure about it. I'll be sure about it once I see it happening. Once I see it happen, then I'll be like, okay. But until then, nope. I don't have extreme optimism for this at all. Not one bit. Do you? And if you do, please let me know why you do. Is it because of the Lord? Is it because of the prayers? Is it because of what? What are you seeing right now that's giving you optimism, that make you believe that things should go the way you believe they should go? Nothing. Sorry to bring you down, but I don't see it. Is he crushing every case right now? It kind of seemed like it. It kind of seems like him and his team are able to, every single barrier that's placed in his way, they are knocking them bad boys down. Bow, bow, bow. And then on top of that, he's able to go from state to state to state and talk about what he would do differently as the president of the United States. And he's actually doing more than Biden is doing. He's visiting more places than Biden is doing, and that's because they have to protect Joe Biden. They have to stop and prevent this guy from being in front of a camera and teleprompter for too long. Why? Because he reads every single thing that's on the teleprompter opposite of the name of the camera or the name of the camera or the teleprompter he's looking at. Only thing he didn't say was Sony ZV-1. He won't say that. He won't say computer screen. He won't say that, but he's saying everything is pause. Joe, let's go, Joe. Like he says, even the chants that are supposed to be only for the crowd, he's saying that part too. He's saying everything. This dude is all over the place. No, I'm not making fun of him because he's an old guy. Old is the goal. I pray I can be that old one day. But unfortunately, he's our president. And I'm certain you want him to do well while he's the president, because if he does not, then you suffer. Nobody wants him to completely do horribly while he's the president. I'm sure y'all don't want him to do the best. You don't want him to have a better record than Trump, because then he will have his resume will be more attractive and people will go to the polls and vote for him if that was the case. But you do want there to be a safe nation for you, your family, and your friends to live in. You do want there to be a safe enough world for you and your family to not take issue with grabbing your passports and just going on a vacation to a country without considering being in between a war, potentially. That's what you want, right? Well, if that's what you want, you should want Trump to win. You shouldn't want Joe to win, because right now, everything about his presidency indicates turmoil and disaster up until this point. That's my 2 pennies. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. Love y'all. See you on the next video. Peace.